Bitcoin's greater than 10 trillion, or do you think Bitcoin dominance will continue higher at that point? I don't think. I mean, I think the market is an oscillator, right? If you look at Bitcoin dominance plus USDT dominance, it tells a fairly compelling story. You know, I just think that we're essentially in a range, and we just sort of bounce around this range where we go from, we go from alt season to Bitcoin season to alt season to Bitcoin season, and we're just right now we've been in the long path up of Bitcoin season, but eventually we'll get to to the point where we go back to alt season. But and again, this is Bitcoin dominance plus USDT dominance, and if you add in plus ETH dominance, looks like this, right? I mean, you can see. I mean, it really does look, sort of like an oscillator, and we just go, from blue chips to altcoins to blue chips to altcoins to blue chips, right? And we're still just in the process of going, of going back up to the top of this range. But this here can be devastating for all Bitcoin pairs. That last move can be, that final capitulation can be devastating for all Bitcoin pairs. So, I mean, I'm not asking you to go make any changes to your portfolio right now. These views I've expressed about Bitcoin dominance were expressed, 2.5 years ago. At this point, the meat of the Bitcoin dominance move is over. Yeah, I still think it's going to go higher, but it might go 0.4 risk level in 2024. Yeah, I do. I do think it might not spend much time there, but I do think it will. You see this, guys? I'm telling you, I think ETH is going to fall back through this wedge just like it did over here after ETH Bitcoin broke down. After ETH Bitcoin broke down over here, it fell through the wedge. ETH Bitcoin just broke down. And I mean, to me, it looks like it's just doing the same damn thing, We'll see if I'm wrong, but. Someone says, if we knew what was going to happen, we'd all be rich. That's a good statement. That is true. If we all knew what was going to happen, we'd all be rich. Someone says, if we knew what was going to happen, we'd all be rich. That's a good statement. That is true. If we all knew what was going to happen, we'd all be rich. Just buy Bitcoin and hold it until the fireworks start. Look, guys, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, the long-term winning strategy for Bitcoin is just DCA it at low risk levels and ignore everything else. That's the winning strategy I have found for Bitcoin. When the risk is low, you buy. When the risk is high, you sell. And you ignore everything else in between. And usually if you do that, you are very successful over the longer term.